Okay, there's a lot that has happened in the last 24 hours, so I'm gonna just go over a little bit of it. So, first thing yesterday, I think it was early in the morning. It was about, I don't know, it was about a day ago now. The SIF made like a $300,000 purchase, and it pretty much drained the SIF, brought it down to damn near nothing, which I was not expecting. I was thinking the SIF was going to save up money and was going to just make a purchase at the, on the very last day right before sacrifice, but, that would have been too obvious, I guess. People would have been expecting it, and so to keep everybody on their toes, the SIF just made a giant purchase just out of nowhere. And I looked today, and the SIF was already back at like 16,000 when I looked at it earlier today. So it might be closer to like 18,000 or 20,000 now. I'm not sure. I didn't look at it right before I made this video, but it's already coming back. It'll already be ready for another pretty decent sized purchase. Come day before sacrifice. So, and when the SIF made that purchase, it brought the price up to like $1.07 or maybe even a little higher than that. But then people started taking profits, so we got back down to, I think we got back down under 60 cents for a very brief period of time, and then we shot back up to like 74, 75, and now we just got to 80 cents is what I saw right before I started making this video. So, I was talking to my sister today, and we were kind of talking about the sacrifice event and who and all is going to sacrifice, and the thing that she said was she doesn't think lots of people are going to sacrifice because there's just too many skeptics out there. There's too many people that don't believe that good things can happen, and on top of that, she not to throw her under the bus or anything, but let's just say that people are not forward thinking very much. They'll buy, she believes that they'll buy in droves come mainnet, but in sacrifice that they're not going to show up in mass. And I happen to agree with her because she was making some good points. My sister's a real smart lady. So sacrifice could potentially, just because people are so skeptical, could potentially just be Safu investors. And the reason for that is that I made notes. That's what I'm looking at. It's the first time I've ever made notes for a video. But anyways, the reason that there's going to be so many skeptics is because of the FUD, all the FUD around Brian Legend, and just around DeFi in general, and the price having gone down and whatnot. Anyways, there's just a lot of FUD out there. If you Google Safu, you're going to see a lot of FUD. That's going to keep people, from wanting to sacrifice. And then also I was thinking, sacrifice is not the same thing as pre-sale. Pre-sale for a crypto is usually days before the crypto goes active, like days. I don't think I've heard of a pre-sale that's more than days prior to the opening, day of that crypto or that blockchain. So pre-sale, people can believe in that because they know that they're going to see their money again in just a few days. Sacrifice, on the other hand, invites a lot of skepticism from people because they're not going to see their money for 3 whole months, from October 20th until January 20th, if you sacrifice on day 1. And so that invites a lot of skepticism. So sacrifice, not the same as pre-sale, and because of that, maybe a lot of, it'll keep people away from sacrificing. This is not a negative video, by the way, just so you know. So what will that leave of people who are sacrificing? The people who will sacrifice are the optimists among us, are the people who believe that good things can actually happen, and who believe that Safu is a good thing. So the optimists among us are the ones that are going to sacrifice. And my tablet is sliding. So how many people are optimists? Not that many. Usually optimists make up about 5% of the population. So, if not less. So that's gonna, it's gonna be the optimists that sacrifice. And then that brings me to the numbers. So let's say that on sacrifice day, which is in just over a day, the price is 75 cents, which I believe it'll be higher, but let's just say for poops and giggles, 75 cents. We have 43 million Safuu tokens today. Come sacrifice, we're going to have about 46 million to sacrifice. With the 74% multiplier, that 75 cent price is going to get us a total of 6.6 million SafuuX at sacrifice. After the 2 months of rebasing, we are going to end up with roughly 24 million SafuuX. 24 million SafuuX at mainnet. Now, if you add the 75 million SafuuX that are going to be available for purchase right at the start of mainnet, if let's say all of them are purchased within a short period of time, then that will mean 100 million SafuuX coins in circulation, which will give us a market cap of 900 million at the starting price of $9. But the interesting thing is going to be, if we have a price of 75 cents, and like me and my sister think, everybody is skeptical and only people in Safuu are the ones that sacrifice, that means only 6.6 million of that 300 million available SafuuX at sacrifice are going to be taken up. That means 293 million of that 300 million available are going to immediately be sent to the fire pit, because that's what Brian Legend said would happen with any SafuuX that's not purchased at sacrifice. It's going to be sent to the fire pit. 293 million of that. There's already 75 million that has already automatically been put in the fire pit. So 293 million plus that 75 million gives you a number of 368 million. Now if you divide 368 million by 375 million, that gives you a fire pit of 98%. So we're going to have potentially a starting circulating supply of 100 million coins with a fire pit at 98%. Now, nobody's put together an algorithm for how to calculate how the fire pit will affect the circulating supply and all that, so I don't really know. My guess is if the fire pit is that high, that 100 million is the highest the volume will ever get, the circulating supply, and it will only go down from there, over the coming 4 or 5 years. And if we're at 100 million or less coins, the price, forget it. In crypto, 20 million coins is considered a low supply. So 100 million coins is considered moderate. It's not a very big supply. And to say that the price, can't get into the hundreds, if not, over 1,000 with a supply like that of 100 million or less, it's reasonable. It's reasonable to believe that could happen. With a fire pit that high and with a starting supply of 100 million, which could potentially go down because that fire pit is so high, this skepticism is working in our favor. I've actually said it before to my brother. I'm like, at this point, this is like insider trading, because it's like nobody, it's almost working to our favor that nobody believes that this is actually going to work. It is 100% going to work. It's going to become a blockchain. It's already all paid for. It's a done deal. It's 100% going to happen. But people are still skeptical up until the first day of mainnet. They're going to continue being skeptical, and because of that, we are going to win. We are going to make so much money because we had the courage of our convictions. We had the positive attitude. We believed, in Brian Legend and his vision. We just believed that good things can happen, and we're going to reap the rewards for that. So good things are coming. As usual, this is not financial advice, And yeah, just wanted to put out some thoughts, right before sacrifice. And I've seen a few videos where people are talking about their strategy for sacrifice, whether they're gonna wait a little bit, see if the price goes up after people start sacrificing and whatnot. That's cool. You do you. I'm just gonna sacrifice right away. I've got like 10 different wallets with Safuu in it. I'm gonna sacrifice all of them. I'm going to tell my loved ones who have opened up wallets, I'm going to tell them to sacrifice as well. And we're all going to make it. We're going to be very happy come January 20th, and we're going to be even happier come July of 2023, because there's some good things coming. All right. Well, that is it. And, covered all my notes. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys.